The AFC North is absolutely burning down right now. And if you think the Cincinnati Bengals are safe from the heat, you need to wake up. Two of our biggest rivals just nuked their coaching staffs in a matter of days, and the ripple effects are going to change everything for Joe Burrow and the future of this franchise. Is it possible that the rest of the division is getting better and more aggressive while we're stuck in neutral with a head coach who can't seem to get over the hump? Before we dive into this coaching carousel madness that's shaking the very foundation of the North, do me a huge favor and smash that like button. Share this video with every Bengals fan you know, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a second of our coverage. Does it feel like the Bengals are the only ones standing still while everyone else is making power moves? Seriously, think about it. We just saw Black Monday claim Kevin Stefanski in Cleveland, which wasn't a total shock, but then the news broke about John Harbaugh getting the boot in Baltimore. That is a massive earthquake in the NFL. John Harbaugh is a Super Bowl champion. He's been to 4 AFC championship games. He's bagged 6 division titles, including the last 2 years back-to-back. And yet, the Ravens looked at his resume and said, "It's not good enough. They want more. They want greatness." Meanwhile, here in Cincinnati, we're looking at Zac Taylor, who has a losing record against Harbaugh, and we're just okay with it? If a legend like Harbaugh isn't safe after all his success, how on earth is Zac Taylor still the guy leading Joe Burrow's prime years? It makes you wonder if the Bengals front office is watching the same league we are. The standard in the AFC North has shifted overnight. It's no longer about just being competitive, it's about being dominant. I have to ask you guys the question of the day, and I want you to be brutally honest in the comments. If Zac Taylor fails to make the playoffs next season, should he be fired immediately, or does he deserve even more time? Type Y for yes, he should be gone, or N for no, he should stay. Drop those comments right now because I really want to see where the pulse of the jungle is. Are we a fan base that demands excellence, or are we just happy to be here? The reality is that Zac Taylor was only 4-6 against Harbaugh. Harbaugh on the head-to-head matchup. So, on one hand, you could say this is great news for Cincinnati. The big bad wolf of the division is gone. But it's also terrifying because the Ravens aren't just firing people for fun. They are hunting for an upgrade. They are looking for someone who can take Lamar Jackson and that roster to the next level. There is a lot of buzz that they want a defensive-minded killer to take over. Names like Brian Flores are being thrown around. Remember, the Ravens have serious young talent like Malachi Starks and Mike Green on that defense. If they get a coach who actually knows how to utilize that talent, Joe Burrow's life is going to get a lot harder, not easier. I remember wanting us to draft Malachi Starks so badly, and seeing him in a Ravens uniform was painful enough, but seeing him under a high-level defensive mastermind could be a total nightmare for our offensive line. But let's pivot to the even crazier news that hits much closer to home. The Cleveland Browns are officially knocking on our door. They've requested to interview our very own offensive coordinator, Dan Pitcher, for their head coaching vacancy. Now, let's have a real, uncomfortable conversation about Dan Pitcher. He's been here since 2016. He survived the transition from the old regime, worked his way up from assistant to quarterbacks coach, and eventually took over for Brian Callahan. Some people love him. I've even seen fans online saying they'd rather have Pitcher as the head coach than Zac Taylor. But I have to ask, what exactly is he doing that makes him a head coaching candidate for a rival? He's the eye in the sky for Zac, helping with the game plan. But is he the secret sauce or just a passenger on the Joe Burrow Express? If he's as good as the Browns think he is, why isn't our offense more consistent? And if he leaves, does he take the blueprint for Joe Burrow's success with him? The connection to Cleveland is real, and it's dangerous. Dan Pitcher and Browns GM Andrew Berry were in the scouting department together in Indy years ago. This isn't just a courtesy interview. This is a legitimate threat. If Pitcher leaves for Cleveland, he's taking our playbook, our scouting reports, and our secrets straight to a division rival. Think about that. Twice a year, we'd be going up against a coach who knows exactly what Joe Burrow likes to do on 3rd and long. How much of Joe's success is tied to Pitcher's development of him? If he leaves, does the offense take a massive step back just as we're supposed to be in our prime? And if Pitcher does leave, who fills that void? There's already rumors of a potential reunion with Brian Callahan, who had a rough go of it with the Titans. Would bringing back a familiar face be enough to save Zac Taylor's job in 2025? Or is it just moving chairs around on the deck of a ship that's slowly taking on water. It feels like we are playing a dangerous game of musical chairs while the Ravens and Browns are out there swinging for the fences and trying to reinvent themselves. The report from Paul Denner Jr. says Zach Taylor is signed through 2027. If that's true, the front office is basically telling us they are ride or die with him regardless of the results. But how can you justify that when the rest of the AFC North is holding their coaches to a championship standard? We have Joe Burrow, who is easily a top-3 quarterback in this league. We have Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. We have the offensive firepower to win multiple Super Bowls, yet we keep seeing the same issues repeat themselves. One year the defense is great, but the offense is stagnant. The next year the offense is explosive, but the defense can't stop a high school team. It's always something, and the common denominator is the leadership at the top. If the Bengals don't make a deep run next year, the prayer circle isn't going to be enough to save this coaching staff. The pressure is mounting. The division is changing. The Ravens are moving on from a Hall of Fame caliber coach because good wasn't great enough. The Browns are willing to raid our staff to find their next leader and fix their culture. The Bengals cannot afford to be the only team in the AFC North that is afraid to admit when it's time for a change. We can't let Joe Burrow's best years go to waste because of loyalty to a coach who hasn't finished the job. What do you think the percentage chance is that Dan Pitcher actually takes that Browns job? Give me a number from 1 to 100 in the comments. It's a scary thought, losing our OC to Cleveland while Baltimore retools with a new defensive mastermind. The window for Joe Burrow is open right now, but windows close fast in the NFL. We've seen it happen to great teams before. We can't waste another year of a generational talent because we're too loyal to a coaching staff that hasn't delivered the ultimate prize. Next season isn't just another year on the schedule. It's a defining moment for the future of the Cincinnati Bengals. The Ravens and Browns are making moves that show they are hungry. If those moves don't light a fire under this front office to demand more from Zach Taylor, then I don't know what will. It's time to step up or get left behind in the most brutal division in football. We need to decide if we want to be the team that wins the AFC North or the team that watches everyone else pass us by. Stay tuned, because this off-season is just getting started and the stakes have never been higher for the Bengals. Good day.